Here's exactly how I started and scaled my e-commerce business from zero to $4.1 million in sales and then sold it, and how I help my clients and partners generate over $100 million in sales through e-commerce in the last few years. So in this training series, I'll show you countless examples of people who've started and scaled their e-commerce businesses, regular people like you and me, and I'll show you the way of scaling e-commerce business that is predictable, that is sustainable, that is consistent, and that provides you with high profit margins. So a lot of people, in the last few years, e-commerce, like starting e-commerce business started to become the big opportunity, and there are a lot of reasons for that. Like, first of all, there's more than $2 trillion market that is being, present for e-commerce at the moment. So people are buying stuff online a lot, and if you know how to do it and if you know how to structure your business correctly, you can start from very small investment, literally, just few apps and skills that you have, and even starting with dropshipping business with no stock, and then you can really quickly scale that up. And if you want to build a real business like a brand, there are also a lot of opportunities and companies literally, appearing from nowhere in like 2, 3, 4 years. They're being sold for a lot of money, or they're just generating a lot of profit for their founders. So e-commerce is one of the biggest opportunities of our time. And myself, I've started and scaled e-commerce business and scaled to this point where it's generated over $4.1 million in sales, and then I sold it. And I help my clients and partners generate over $100 million in sales. And I'll show you also examples of people who started their e-commerce businesses, like regular people like you and me, who just applied that skill set and that knowledge, and started their business in different niches, different industries, different countries. And I'll show you how they did it in a way that was like predictable, that was sustainable, and it was very fast in terms of scaling. So my name is Alex Fedorov, and I'm the founder of IF Media. We are e-commerce growth agency, so we work with brands and help them grow by implementing different growth strategies. We focus heavily on Facebook advertising, and on a monthly basis we spend from $2 to $5 million on Facebook advertising for our clients and partners, and also for our own projects. So now imagine if you had a business that was generating very healthy revenue, very healthy sales, and very healthy profits. And imagine you can run it from anywhere, and imagine you had a virtual team that would take care of all of the main operations and all of the main marketing, all of the main sales challenges and support challenges. So you could literally run it a few hours a day, and at the same time you would generate a lot of profit, and you would generate a lot of sales with that business, and you would have the predictability, and you wouldn't rely on next Facebook update or next whatever happens in with Facebook or with any other platforms that you drive traffic, because of the strong foundations that you had. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this training series. Not only just start a business or just do whatever it is, like just sell whatever items, but have a strong strategy in place where no matter what you do, you're still profitable every single day. You can predict how many sales you'll get, how much profit you'll get on a daily and on a monthly basis. That's exactly what I'm going to share with you, because that's what I've learned from experience working with my clients and partners and scaling my own e-commerce business. So this opportunity is huge, and literally I see so many people. So for example, James, one of the people that I've helped to grow his business, he scaled his business just from few sales a month to over $100,000 per month in sales in just 92 days after we started to work together. And Sergio, entrepreneur from California, he's scaled his business from $100,000. So he was already doing well, but he was kind of like plateaued on that level. So I helped him to scale his business to over $400,000 per month in sales in just 90 days. And so imagine you would have that business, it would generate that amount of revenue and that would like be predictable. Imagine you could spend more time with your family or just doing things that you love. Maybe spending more time with your friends, maybe just traveling, maybe just seeing different parts of the world. And at the same time that business would grow, and eventually if you decide to, you could sell it for quite big payday. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this training series. It's both this training series both for people who are just starting out, and I've seen people who are just starting out and getting to as I've said, like James, who's got $100,000 per month in sales in just 3 months, or Ricardo, who's also one of my students, who scaled his business from $37,000 per month. So he was already doing some sales. He was a bit more experienced, a bit more advanced, but then he just implemented a few tweaks that I gave him, and he took his business from $37,000 per month to $82,000 per month in just 60 days. Like after having this success with scaling my own e-commerce business, and after helping my clients to generate over $100 million in sales, I started to get more and more questions and requests from people asking about Facebook ads, asking about different strategies to scale their e-commerce businesses. And what I have decided to do is create a community for people, and I call that community Facebook Ads Rockstars, because my main specialty is Facebook advertising, and I was featured in magazines like Huffington Post and the next web magazines. They call me one of the best Facebook advertisers on the planet, and they call my process for Facebook advertising one of the highest ROI producing formulas amongst all advertisers. So these are some of the things that they call me, and I've also been featured on TV. So they invite me on TV to speak about Facebook advertising, how it can help average small business, average entrepreneur to scale their business and make more money, have more freedom in their lives and their families, and to help as many people as possible. I've created a community which is called Facebook Ads Rockstars. So it's not only about Facebook, but it's also about different strategies for scaling e-commerce businesses. If you're an agency and if you're doing a service for a client, for example, selling Facebook advertising, we share a lot of strategies to help you grow your agency, get better results for your clients, and that community started small. It started from zero, but just like a little more than 1.5 years, now it has over 26,000 members. So probably when you see this video, the number will be different, because every single day we have 50 to 100 people join our community, and it's growing very fast, and I'm very proud of it. And that's one of the things that makes me excited, because sometimes I see people who are joining the community and they see they learn some trick, or some of the members, they share their own best practices, and someone takes that and implements it and gets amazing results. And we have people starting from those who are just starting out with Facebook, who don't spend any money on Facebook advertising, and we have very high spenders. We have people who are 7-8 figure level also in our community. So it's kind of very robust and very we have people with different backgrounds, with different levels of experience, but what's common is just everyone is very helpful, and I'm very proud of that community that all started. But I call it a family, because in family you always have someone who's got your back, who can support you, who can help you, and I'm proud that community exists, and that community that I've created, and we have over 26,000 members now who are all want to help each other, who all want to grow together and get better results in their businesses and in their lives. So also throughout this process, when I was scaling my business and I was I was working with different clients. I work with different brands, big ones like Under Armour and Lululemon, and also with smaller ones like Hank's Belts or Posh Peanuts. And I've seen different things. I've seen different brands that are just growing fast, and the strategies they apply. And obviously bigger brands, they apply different strategies than smaller brands, but I've seen smaller brands that explode very fast. So for example, some of our clients, we started from zero and we took them to 8 figures. So we spent $7 million on Facebook advertising. We generated $15 million back in sales. So that's very, we literally started that brand from scratch, and that business grew profitably year over year, and now it's being prepared for for a sale to other brands. So we literally started that brand. We used the strategies that I'm going to show with you, and we scaled it to $15 million in sales. Just with Facebook. There are also other strategies that have been applied, but all been throughout this whole process, it was profitable for the brand. So that's how powerful these strategies are. And some of our other clients, we spent so on a monthly basis, we spent from $2 to $5 million on advertising, on Facebook advertising for our clients. And since the beginning of this year, we spent more than $20 million on Facebook advertising. So we spend a lot of money, so that allows us to do a lot of testing and test different things. So that's exactly what I'm going to share with you. But not only that, these are the strategies you can apply to your business, because what we learn is we learn through experience, and we learn from a lot of failed experiments as well. So you don't have to test those by yourself. You just know, okay, so this works, and I just follow the proven process, and I'll get these results at the end. And you can scale that e-commerce business, to 7-8 figures without, you'll do some mistakes for sure. But you don't have to do as many as we've done. So because I'll give them all to you on a silver platter. Now, after talking with a lot of people who have achieved that level of success, and for example, James, who started his business, and he's done it part-time. So he had a full-time job, but he started his e-commerce business working just a few hours a day to jumpstart it and scale it. But he took it from just few sales a day or even per month to $100,000 per month in sales in just 90 days. And then he continued to do it months over months for several months, and then he decided to sell his store, because selling your business is one of the best moments as an entrepreneur. And obviously not everyone wants to sell their business. Probably if you're emotionally attached maybe to your business, you don't want to sell it, or you want to grow it farther where you can have a much bigger payday after you sell it. But some people decide to sell it earlier, some people decide to sell it later. The important part is every single month that you run your business, it's predictable, it's sustainable, it's consistent. You know exactly what works, what doesn't. You know how to scale it months over months, and you kind of have that confidence, and you have that time to dedicate to your business, and you have exactly what to do in that time that you have, because you just focus on the most important things, and those things make the most impact. So after talking with a lot of entrepreneurs and e-commerce entrepreneurs, both who starting out and those who already run 7-8 figure businesses, I found three things that are the most important for people who want to start and scale their e-commerce business. So first of all, it's a freedom of time, because e-commerce, it's a business model, and it's an opportunity that allows you to have very fast growing and very successful business that generates 7-8 figures per year in sales, while you don't have to spend full time 24 hours working on that business. Of course, the more you work on your business, the better results you typically get. But that's a business model that after you set up your business properly, and after you figured out all of the processes, like finding great products to sell, and marketing part where you constantly generating sales and it's profitable for you every single day, all of those parts, or majority of those parts, can be outsourced. And not only outsourced, but they also can be outsourced to to people who are not even located in your country, who may be located in other countries in the world. And so what this allows you is just to have that team, so you don't have to commute to your office. You don't have to spend time on, in your car in traffic, like 30 minutes, 60 minutes every single day, or even more. Some people spend, hours every single day just by going to their place of work. And you can run it from your home. If you like to travel, you might go to Thailand and run your business from there. So for me, it was, there was a period in my life when I was growing this e-commerce business, and I wanted to travel. So I traveled to over 50 countries by now, and all of this time when I was traveling, I had a great time, and all I needed to run my business was internet connection. So there are parts of the business that have to be done first, and have to be done properly, like finding products to sell, building your main storefront, or building your funnel, e-commerce funnel. Those are the parts that have to be done once, and if you've done them well, if you follow the proven process, there is not much to do it, right? You can hire someone who will monitor that and who will just report to you on a daily basis if everything is okay, or if you establish KPIs for that person or for your whole team. So let's say how much sales we have generated daily. What is the conversion rate on the website? What's the profit margin on that? So as long as those metrics are within the range you've established as your standard, there is not much to do. And this is good because all of that time that's left, you can spend with your family, and you can travel, or you can do things that you enjoy the most in your life. And for every person, that will be different. And now I have a family, I have a beautiful son, and I prefer to spend my free time with him and watch him grow. And I don't want to be like that father that just constantly, not present with his family, and doesn't see how the kids are growing. Then 10 years after, you just see your kids, they're already so big, and you regret those moments. So I don't want to be that person, and I hope you don't want to be that person too. So e-commerce business is one of the opportunities that allows you to scale your business profitably fast, if you follow the proven process. And the process that I'll show you in this training series, we use something which is called profit explosion funnels, and we use strategic Facebook advertising to fuel our businesses with high quality traffic. So these are the strategies I'm going to share with you, but what's important is that this is a business, after you set it up, and if you set it up correctly, it would not take all of your time to run it. So that's important, and for me that's important. That was important for a lot of my students, like Ricardo, who is running his business so he has a job as well, and he's because he wants to have that constant stream of income, but e-commerce business generating him sales and profit as well, and as well as my other students who also might have a job on the side, but then they run this business and they only need few hours a day to run it properly. So that's the first freedom. The second freedom is the freedom of money, because it's very important, because for a lot of people, it's kind of the amount of work that they do is directly related to the amount of money they make. So let's say if you work on a regular job, let's say you get paid, let's say $10 per hour, or even if you get paid $100 per hour, it's basically very correlated with the amount of money you make, very correlated with the amount of the number of hours you make is very correlated with the amount of money you make. So if you work 8 hours, you make, let's say, $300. Or if you work 10 hours, you make, whatever is, every hour is paid that much. That is it. That's your basically the baseline. So the reason why is that important is because with e-commerce business, it doesn't necessarily how many hours you work, but how properly you scale your business. That's exactly what this training series is about, where you don't have to work as hard, but you just work smarter, and you scale your business, you generate more money while you don't work as many hours. So you can work the same amount of hours, but because you're doing very leveraged work and smart work, that amount translates to a big amount of money. So for example, one of my clients, Fiona, when we started to work with her, she generated $20,000 per month with her e-commerce Shopify business. And it's not much really, because you have overhead, you have all of these expenses. And so what we've done is we've applied highly scalable Facebook advertising strategy. And so without like her spending any more time to run her business, or to market her business, we scaled that business from $20,000 to $135,000 per month in just period of like 3-4 months. And so not only that, but also her business was some of her product, we expanded so fast that some of her products have been bought by major celebrities, which was basically like a free PR for her brand. So but not only that, but she did not have to work as hard. I mean, to scale, that was basically the same amount of effort she had to produce $20,000 per month with her Shopify store, to produce over $100,000 per month in just a few months, and did not take more of her time and effort to produce much more money for her family and her business. And so that's the second freedom, which is very important, freedom of money. So Sergio, as well, one of my clients, he scaled his business from $100,000 to $400,000, and he can work from anywhere. Like, he has a freedom of time. He works from his laptop, running that big business, and still, he generates a lot of sales and a lot of profit while working from anywhere. And he has a remote team, and everyone is basically connected through their laptop. So he doesn't have an office, he doesn't have to commute, and the amount of work that he puts into his business is not directly correlated with the amount of money. It's only related to the strategy and to the right plan of action that we've put together with Sergio. And the third freedom that was very important from conversations that I had with entrepreneurs and people who are in my community, who are just e-commerce entrepreneurs. The third freedom is the freedom of location. So the first freedom is freedom of time. The second is the freedom of money, and the third is the freedom of location. Why location is so important is because the world is very big, and for every person, where they want to live, where they want to be, it will be different than for me or someone else. So some people prefer to live in sunny countries, some people prefer to live in colder countries. And e-commerce business is one of the opportunities that allows you, first of all, to travel if you like to travel and explore different things and explore different countries and meet different people in different parts of the world. And not only that, but it allows you to just, like, if you want to relocate to some country and to live there because the weather is better there, or you like the quality of life, or whatever other reason you have, like, you can do it with e-commerce business, because you can have your team fully remotely if you want to, and that business would still function properly, would be highly profitable, highly predictable, and it will give you the freedom that you want to, like, relocate. So these are three freedoms that scaling e-commerce businesses provides, and I wanted to share something exciting with you, because on November 26th, I'll be releasing my program, which is called E-commerce Scaling Secrets, where I basically guide you through every little aspects of scaling e-commerce businesses from scratch, from zero to a point where they generate 6-7 figures per month, and you scale that 7-8 figure business that you can eventually sell if you want to. I guide you through every little aspects of scaling it with Facebook advertising, with different conversion strategies where you basically just make websites and make funnels that convert at a very high level. And also through finding products that for sure will be selling with high profit margins, and through every little aspect, and something that I call profit explosion funnels, where I'll show you exactly how how to benefit from each customers that you get and make more profit from every person who visits your website. So these are and a lot more things. So I'll cover those more in coming videos, along with giving you exact strategies that you can implement. But for now, what you need to do, this training that I'll be releasing will be limited to a very just to a handful of students. So I'll not be able to accept thousands of students into this program and into this class, but I will only accept a certain amount of students, and after that this program will be closed. Now, to get a chance to be enrolled and to be part of this program that will be transformational for a lot of people that will join. I know that for sure, because I already have a lot of proof and a lot of success stories before. So I want to help as many people as possible, but I also cannot help everyone. So it will be limited for a certain amount of people, because I run my business and I cannot have like thousands of students in this training. And I want to help those people that enroll personally as much as possible, answer their questions, being sure that being able to provide them with very relevant advice and guidance, and at the same time to help those people succeed. So your chance to enroll into this program, you have the highest chance of enrolling into this program if you register for early bird waiting list, and you will find that either below or above this video the link that you have to click, and then the form will open up. So you have to put your information in there, then you will be on that list. And when the training will launch, the night before it's open to the public, you'll get special link to join the training. So you'll get a chance to join this program before everyone else, which means you have much higher chances of being enrolled into this training. So this is your best chance of being enrolled, and so you only have to do is just click on the link, and it will open the form. You have to fill the information and submit that information, so you'll be on the list, and you'll be on when I announce the training is open, and you'll receive the invitation to join and the link to join. You'll be able to do it before everyone else. So that gives you the highest chance of being enrolled into this program. Now, for now, I want you to tell me which freedom out of 3 ones that I have specified of scaling e-commerce business excites you the most. Is that a freedom of location, where you can live anywhere and run your business very successfully? Is that a freedom of money, where you can, the amount of money that you make and profit you make from your business is not related to number of hours that you work in your business, because you can easily expand, and if you have a great product, you can just sell it worldwide without working more hours. And whether it's a freedom of time, where you can spend time doing things you love, spending time with your family, or just doing things that you enjoy the most in your life. So just tell me below in comments below this video, and in the next video I'll show you exactly how James, step by step, how James, one of my students, took his business from just few sales a month to over $100,000 per month in sales in just 90 days. I'll show you the strategies that he used. I'll show you step by step, and you also hear some of his own words, what he's saying about his progress and about his how he's got where he's got.